Yo, how's it going, YouTube? We're getting close to the end of this swap right here. For this video, I may do an extended video, I'm not too sure, but as far as what I'm gonna do tonight, I want to get the starter bolts changed out on the starter, and then I want to get the adapter plate installed, and I also possibly want to get the hole opened up a little bit bigger for the shifter. I got it measured, and I'm gonna have to take a little bit out of the trans tunnel there to fit the shifter. Alrighty, let's get into it. Alright, I'm here under the car. I got the adapter plate, the Pop Shop adapter plate. I got the flush starter bolts, and so you'll need a 17, a 19, and a 14 socket. And I'm getting some thread locker as well, just to ensure nothing moves out of place. The bolts that I'm gonna be removing first are those two top bolts right there. They're the starter bolts. They protrude past the surface where the belt housing adapter bolts up. So that's what the two starter bolts that come with the kit, that's what they're for. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those and reinstall the new bolts, and then we'll keep it going. All right, I got the two starter bolts installed. I did use thread locker on them. They weren't the easiest to tighten since they have that ring around them. It's hard to get a socket around them. So I did use thread locker. I couldn't tighten them, with crazy amount of torque, but they are tight. They're not going nowhere. Now I'm gonna start installing the adapter plate. You have a dowel on each side right here. There you go. Take a rest on the dowel while you're throwing your bolts on, and it should be good. All right, so I went to put the starter plate up on the dowels, and I'm getting clearancing issues here with the stock cats and with the EGR pipe. I don't feel like redoing any of the exhausts right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hammer out the cats on the side, clear into them, and I'll probably unbolt. Let me get this. I'll unbolt the EGR pipe, and I'll massage it out of the way somehow. Maybe hammer it up out of the way. So let me do that real quick. All right, so I got the cats clearanced out a little bit. I just hit them with the few little swings with the hammer. And I unbolted the EGR pipe. And all I did was I took a 2x4 against it here, and I banged it up with a hammer. So it didn't kink the pipe or anything. It still works. I do want to keep the EGR for now. The adapter plate almost goes on. The only thing holding it up is this little clump of wires, really. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unbolt it here and push it off to the side. I doubt it'll go anywhere. It should be good. So I'm gonna unbolt it real quick, get that out of the way, and I'll get the adapter plate mounted on, and then we'll start over. I got that little harness section out of the way. So this one was a size 14, and for the EGR pipe it was a size 12. So just so you guys know that. Now you have 10 bolts that bolt the adapter plate onto the engine. I'll go ahead and get all of those started and tightened. I'm going to be using orange thread locker on them. They probably don't need it, but I do want to be safe. So all right, I'll get that done real quick. All right, I got the adapter plate all bolted up. Here's some orange thread locker on all the bolts. The bottom 4 are 17s, and the top 6 are 19s. You see the EGR is out of the way right there. Got the wires tucked over there. All good to go. Now I'm probably not gonna, well, not probably, but I'm not gonna start messing with the trans today. Now I'm gonna open this up a little bit right here. So the shifter, when I go to bolt the trans in, the shifter can slide right in without any interference right here. All right, so I'm measuring the trans now for the shifter opening. It seems it's right shy of 30 inches. So what I'll do is I'll measure off of the adapter over to maybe 29.5 inches. I'm not worried about going a little too big with the hole, or a little bit bigger than needed. So I'll probably mark at 29.5 inches and work from there. So all right, let's get into that. Alrighty, so I got it from the bell housing adapter over, and see, so 29.5 lands right about where that little scratch line is. So that's probably where I'll go ahead and start the cut, and I'll do the cut from here inward. I'll make a really nice clean cut. I don't want it to be sloppy, so I'll show y'all how I do that in a minute. All right, so I got a jack underneath here with a 2x4, with two 2x4s, real tight, and it's covering the hole. So from the top, I'll show you now what I'm planning on doing. All right, so what I got here is my hole saw, big hole saw. I just measured from the center of the hole saw out how much I needed, which happened to be 1 3/4 inches. And this is the point where I want to cut open to. So I just measured 1 3/4 inches over here. I'll start my hole saw here on the wood, and it'll help me keep it steady. It'll help me, set it where I need to. And it should, if I do it right, give a nice clean opening here, not all mangled and whatnot like people leave them with their angle grinders. So all right, I'm gonna try it out. Hopefully it goes well. I'll be right back. I'll have to just stand here in the car, try to get it as centered as possible. All right, yeah, that's the hole I want right there. Go lightly, just let it cut by itself. Oh, it cut it. All right. It went a little bit off to the side. Not perfectly straight, but it's a nice clean cut. I can clean this up if I want to with an angle grinder. I'm not too sure. I probably will. I'll probably just clean it up just so I won't have this jagged edge right here. Clean it a little bit here and then sand it so it's not all, so it doesn't cut my hand open. But that's a good way to get a nice clean cut. Use the wood underneath. It'll help you get a clean cut, and like that you don't have to do a bunch of straight cuts with an angle grinder. All right, so I ended up hitting it with a hand file. Cleaned it up, all good to go, all smoothed out. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Pretty clean, and if I measured correctly, the shifter should fall in here perfectly, and be all good to go. That's about all I'm gonna do tonight which is pretty decent considering I've had a long day. So yeah, I'm gonna probably upload this video as is, and then for the next one it'll be, you know, installing the flywheel, the clutch kit, test fitting the transmission, making sure the transmission bell housing fits within the trans tunnel. If not, we'll be hammering more of the trans tunnel, and hopefully next video I get it in, I get the trans all bolted up, and now you guys can see this shit rip. All right, thank y'all. Soon, baby, soon.